What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Dirt X Show. We are about to do a Journey to Jericho recap. We just got back not too long ago, and so it's time we talk about it. And we're going to start with the good stuff, Ronnie Mac, the whole show. But first, guys, this episode is brought to you by DirtExhibition.com. Pick up your Dirt X merch, guys. We have new shirts, new tank tops, new hats, new slogans, especially this one right here, guys. It is dangerous to feel alive. Let's break it down.
Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit about that slogan and kind of what it means. But for the first time in a long time, I think the first time since they started doing ATV gatherings up there, you know, obviously over the years the names changed. The people involved have changed a little bit, but I've been a huge part of that for a really, really, really long time.
Yep.
Pretty much since the first time they had the event up there, and I didn't go to this one.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't there. I wasn't able to make it. I took that opportunity to do a local poker run event on the new boat. The poker run happens on the same weekend as the festival every single year. I've gotten many invitations to go to the poker run. Usually I turn it down only because, you know, I've been so heavily invested in going to that event. But, you know, at the end of the day, sometimes you need a little bit of a change.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you need to switch things up a little bit. And with the new boat, I wanted to experience that event, and I wanted to go promote the brand kind of down there. So why don't you tell me a little bit about how this festival was different from all the other ones, because again, I missed that opportunity. So
right off the rip, the biggest thing that happened in this festival was the JBR Best Whip show. I mean, that thing was absolutely insane. Nick Batten, shout out to Nick Batten of Batten Dirt Works, up in Massachusetts, Templeton, I think. And I mean, overall, that show was the best thing, because we've talked about it plenty of times. And anybody watching this that knows about the Jericho event, again, formerly ATV Fest and now Journey to Jericho, the ATV Jamboree, knows that the shows have kind of been repetitive, right? There's the mud pit. The mud pit's repetitive. And a lot of people that I talk to, they like the mud pit, but they think it needs something new. And I think the JBR Best Whip show was exactly that. And especially a big name, having Ronnie Mac come down and do the event. And not to mention like the other guys that were doing the show, like Wanky. Like Wanky is X Games, I think, gold medalist.
Coming all the way out of Osaka, Japan, X Games medalist, an absolute monster on two wheels. Let me hear you get loud for the monster energy rider.
If you guys just search Wanky338 on YouTube, I mean, you're going to see tons of his videos out in California, shredding with the who's who on YouTube right now when it comes to dirt bike stuff. So he was down there, and he won it, actually, which was actually funny, too, because I think he took it down, but Ronnie Mac had made a post on Instagram, and it was Wanky, and he said, and Wanky's from Japan, he was like, Wanky put the Wang Chung on all of us. I think he might have taken it down, but it was so funny. I saw that, I'm like, oh man, it was just funny. Like it was an awesome show. Yeah, again, it was freestyle motocross, and then they did the best whip. And, you know, Ronnie Mac was out there with, you know, signing autographs, shooting the shit with the fans, hanging out.
The freestyle motocross thing was kind of like news to me, because when I first read about it, I'm like, okay, best whip contest, like, that's cool. Whips are cool, but how long can we just watch people do whips? I didn't realize they were going to be doing all kinds of shit, like backflips. Pretty cool.
Wanky doing backflips. I should know. I'm gonna have to put it in the video after. I'm not doing it justice, but he's from Massachusetts, and he was doing backflips as well. I can't remember his name.
Dude, they make it look so easy.
I know.
Like they just make it look so easy.
No, it was firing people up. It was awesome. But yeah, so it was a good show. Like I said, it was definitely awesome. I think next year, if they come back next year, which I hope they do, they want to do it at nighttime during the block party. So guys, if you don't know, Journey to Jericho ATV Festival is Friday and Saturday. Friday night is the block party, which this block party was the biggest it's ever been. There was the most amount of machines there's ever been. It went way past, like up to the fire station. There was parking lots filled with machines. The block party was huge. And then, so they want to do it there at night. So they have the Red Bull truck, which is like it looks like a van, but it's lifted with freaking mud tires, like custom body, and the roof lifts up, and it's a DJ booth. So the Red Bull truck was there, you know, DJing the whole event. And I think at nighttime is where that show really shines, because there's lights, they have fires, they have, you know, and then they'll have a blow-up landing in the middle of the street if they do it at night. So I'm hoping next year they absolutely do it in the street, and then we come up with something different for the event.
Yeah, I mean, they could do it like at the event at night, I feel like.
That's another thing too.
You remember back when Camp Razor, when
Exactly.
Polaris had their event, they had a big concert at night. It was a big nighttime thing there. So maybe like you could do the block party on Friday, and then maybe Saturday night you could do, a different version of the Best Whip competition at night.
At night, yeah, definitely. And I think that's all things that they're going to be open to talking about and doing for next year. I'd love to see racing. I've been saying that a lot. I'd love to see racing at the event. Even just being there, just a few days ago, I was looking around in the grounds, and I'm like, there's so much room. There's plenty of room to create like a small, short course where side by sides 1v1, elimination style, can race each other, and then you could set up the freestyle show around that in the same area, and you can just do so much with that space. So I mean, we'll see. I think Hemans was a huge sponsor this year, so obviously they're a motocross track, and you have Nick Batten of Batten Dirt Works, and I think together there's enough people on board right now that could put together a cool track.
Yeah, definitely pretty good. They definitely have so much room up there,
Yeah.
I'm thinking like maybe a demolition derby.
We could do that as well.
That sounds very dangerous, but I'm definitely into it. So,
but overall it was awesome.
Yeah,
So
who was the food sponsor at night that Friday? Was it the barbecue place again?
the typical Road Hog.
Dude, you know me, I'm not a big barbecue guy, but that between that place,
The pig pile
there, and then I had barbecue one other time in Texas. That was the only time it was like super delicious, and I would actually want to go back.
It was good people over there. The block party was awesome. We had the Pelletiers hanging out, which the Pelletiers have their race machines that are out there.
Did you end up on the roof at Bolt Depot again? Bolt Depot's a huge sponsor. They're there every
shout
year.
Out to Bolt Depot. They were right next to us.
They have their big enclosed trailer, right?
With
that sweet ass freaking platform up on the roof. That thing's badass.
They were right up top, so it was cool. We got the film from their kind of vantage point and location, which was awesome. And guys, if you haven't seen the video already, head on over to the previous video that we posted on our channel, which was basically a recap of the whole JBR show. So overall, it was awesome.
I feel like it was almost a little bit more relaxed this year, almost in the sense that like, this is the first year in the last couple of years that we weren't in the middle of a huge project.
Yep.
Like usually this festival comes the past couple of years and we were in the middle of two massive projects, one each year, and it added so much stress. Trying to be ready for the show, trying to have the stuff for the show. And this year, like I said, it was a little bit more relaxed, where we didn't have that pressure, and it allowed us to like get around, talk to more people, float around a little bit, again, less stress. So
yeah, I liked it. I think next year, I have some ideas for next year. I think we definitely want to come big next year. I have some ideas. And I think the events, I don't think the event's getting small. I think it's going to continue growing. I think it's getting bigger. I think we're going to get some bigger names. High Lifter was there this year with some nice machines, some nice custom race machines. And I think we'll be able to do a little bit more. That's the whole thing, the festival. I know like some of the locals are kind of like, it brings a different kind of crowd and the whole thing. But man, like you can't say that it doesn't boost the economy up there. And, that's one thing I was talking to a lot of people about as well, is we need to learn from the West Coast, because the West Coast, with Glamis and, Sand Sports Super Show and all these massive shows that are out there on the West Coast, they do it right. You get there and there's families and there's people and everybody's there together. Like we don't really have that as much over here. We need to kind of bring the community together for an event like Journey to Jericho, because that's really the only one that we have that's big enough. And we need to make that, like, a lot of people are like, oh, I've never gone, I don't go to the festival because the trails are crowded and this and that. And I get it, but it's the community. Like for one weekend a year, go for the people, go for the community.
Yeah, 100%.
And just go for promoting, New England off-road. We need to do that more. Like I said, the West Coast really has it down, man, because all the companies get together. They do races, they do jumps, they do all kinds of stuff, all kinds of events, and we kind of have to catch up.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, like I tell everybody that asks me about the event, they're always like, oh, well, I heard the trails are busy. Yeah, they're going to be busy.
Yep.
There's thousands and thousands of machines, thousands and thousands of people up there. I mean, if you're looking to go cover a lot of ground, go up to Jericho and, maybe venture outside of Jericho and do 100, 150 miles in a day,
yep,
that's not the weekend to do it.
No, it's not.
But that's the weekend, like you said, bring the family,
yep,
hang out, see a lot of there's a lot of vendors, a lot of sponsors, a lot of people that go up there, a lot of companies that invest a lot of time and money just to be there to help put on this show. And there's a pretty huge offerings. I mean, you got Mom's up there. Mom's has a couple locations in New Hampshire now. Mom's Berlin, or Mom's Gorham, I should say, and Mom's North Country. They have a massive tent. They have parts. They have accessories. They have a ton of machines, and it's actually a really good opportunity if you're unsure what type of machine you want. Maybe you're torn between a Ranger or a General or a Razor, a Pro XP. It gives you the opportunity to sit in all those machines. Because every year they have all those machines at the event. So you can get in it, test fit it. Hey, how do I like this? Do I think this is what I want? And then on the flip side, like I said, with all the parts and accessories, I mean, if you're up there and you blow a tire, or even if you just want to upgrade your tires, they have that stuff there that weekend. You can do it. And they're usually very good in terms of pricing and deals. They usually do a really good job up there for that weekend of making some special exceptions for you just to make sure that you guys have a good time. So
definitely. So we did things better, or did things the way I think you should, is I got up there on Wednesday, so Wednesday, Thursday. So in terms of like crowded trails, I got all my riding in on Wednesday and Thursday, got it out of the way. Met up with Jose Albuquerque.
Oh yeah, dude, how's he doing?
He's doing good. Met up with Jose.
He's a wanted man. He's a felon.
and we did some ripping through Jericho, and then we hung out at the windmills for a little bit, which was cool. And got to see the Pelletiers, got to see basically just head on over and ride with different crews and people, which was cool. And then Friday was the event, but let's give the people kind of what they want, which was kind of the behind the scenes with Ronnie Mac. Before we get into that, we have to mention the sponsor of today's video, which is StirredExhibition.com. Guys, check out our new shirts, new designs, new slogans, especially what I have right next to me, guys. It's dangerous to feel alive. That's one of the slogans that we have on the site right now. And it's kind of the mindset. Let's break down the mindset real quick behind that slogan, because I want you guys to kind of get an idea of what that is.
I mean, guys, if you're into any type of adventure sports, action sports, that feeling you get, that adrenaline rush, that feeling comes from you being in a place where something bad might happen. A lot of stuff we do is dangerous, guys. I mean, we fly through the trails on these machines all the time, inches away from death. We joke around about it, but I mean, realistically, guys, one wrong move, one bump, one broken part, and there's always the potential to get seriously hurt. And like the shirt says, I mean, it's dangerous to feel alive.
And our whole brand is basically built around anything in the dirt, whether it's side-by-sides, quads, dirt bikes, moving on to trucks, boats, and it's all about going fast. And how many times have you heard somebody say, oh my God, that's so dangerous, or oh, you're really doing that? It's dangerous. And it's like, yeah, well, think about that. What would your life be if you just held back everything? You scaled everything back because you thought it was dangerous, or somebody else was telling you it's dangerous. It's like you'd live your entire life and then you go, yeah, what did I do? I didn't do anything because I thought everything was going to be dangerous. And the whole thing is like everything that you do is going to be dangerous to somebody. So it's like, yeah, you know what? I want to feel alive. This is the one life I get. I don't get to come back. So I'm not going to live like I get to come back, and I'm going to do some dangerous things because it makes me feel alive. And guys, if that's the mindset, if you share that mindset, whether you're out riding, whether you're driving your cars, trucks, boating, side by sides, whatever it is, if you share that mindset, guys, pick yourself up this shirt. It's dangerous to feel alive, and let people know, or have that at least be your answer when people say, "Oh my God, you're doing that. It's dangerous."
It's dangerous to feel alive.
It's dangerous to feel alive.
Was that Thursday night?
That was Thursday night. So
tell us a little bit about it. I want the deets.
Thursday we were getting set up. I was getting the booth set up and everything else. Nick Batten, again, shout out again, third time. Nick got finished and was like, yeah, let's go for a quick ride. So we did a quick rip through Jericho, but then we did Corridor A, kind of success. So we hit that up. We were looking for Dakota, but Dakota kind of took off a little bit and Nick had to get back. So we turned around and we got back. So we gave Nick the side-by-side experience. Later on, he hit me up and was like, hey, where should we go out? I'm like, well, dude, like slim pickings in terms of where we should go out. But
two options, actually.
Two options. But if if you're from Berlin or if you've ever been up there, our go-to spot is Fagan's. So this little establishment.
Dive bar.
Called Fagan's, which, and I warned him. I said, he's like, yeah, let's go out. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, dude, I just want to warn you that the drinks at Fagan's hit different. They hit different. I don't know what it is. They put some Quaaludes or something like that.
Dude,
in
I
their
don't know if there's
drinks.
something in the water. I tell everybody, man.
I don't know what it
I've been
is.
going to Fagan's for years, and I literally tell everyone the exact same thing. I'm like, hey, if you go out on a typical night and have 4 or 5 drinks, just know you're going to feel twice as shitty tomorrow if you have 4 or 5 drinks at Fagan's.
Yep. Yeah.
So
anyways, we ended up at Fagan's. Nick came rolling in, and Uncle Ron came rolling in, which was cool because, again, I mean, I just think it's Nick's a cool dude, and it was my first time hanging out with Ronnie Mac, not in his Ronnie Mac clothes, and overall,
you didn't wear a helmet to the bar?
No.
Dude,
No.
I would be so bummed out. If Ronnie Mac walked into Fagan's and I was there and he didn't have his fucking helmet on, dude,
He was incognito.
I would be like, hey, dude, I want my money back.
Yeah, but he was wearing Ronnie Mac 6'9" shorts, so I think people eventually people caught on.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're just hanging out shooting the shit. There was a guy there that said he had this shirt on that said something about you, like your views on doggy style, but I'm 100% behind you. I can't remember what the shirt said. But it was something funny, and Ronnie Mac loved it, dude. He loved the shirt, and so he got him one of his shirts, his signature shirts, and they kind of swapped. But overall, it was cool, man. Like I said, just hanging out, shooting some pool.
What time did you guys leave? Because usually, like, Fagan's has last call about 4 times. The lights come on. Everybody's
I don't remember,
still
to be
there.
honest with you.
Really?
I don't remember. So
You
Dakota,
don't,
huh?
you don't remember how you got home?
I do remember how I got home, but so I remember, we were getting close, and those guys, Nick, Ronnie took off. I make it back to my truck, and I'm like, dude, I am banged up. Like, this is really bad. And if you know Fagan's on any night, there's Berlin PD circling Fagan's,
Holding it down.
holding it down. And I'm like, I did the responsible thing. I actually called Dakota. I hit up Dakota, and Dakota picked me up from Fagan's. And I was on my way back, and we actually got stopped, which was good. But again, we're doing the responsible thing, you know? So,
You got stopped, or you were already stopped, puking on the side of the road?
I was already stopped, puking on the side of the road.
You didn't even know I knew that.
And then
Dakota told me.
I can put two
you
and two
left
together.
you left that part out when you told me the story, but
Yeah. So the drinks at Fagan's weren't sitting well with me. So I'm like, dude, pull over. He pulled over. I lean out the car, start blowing chunks everywhere. And then all of a sudden I look back and I see headlights, and I'm like, what's that? Who's that? And he's like, oh, it's a cop. And I'm like, all right. And the blues, and then it was a nice young lady from Gorham PD pulled up and said, you guys all right? We're like, yep. Just doing the responsible thing, going home, and Dakota hadn't been drinking or anything like that. So,
yeah,
like
Dakota,
I said,
Dakota doesn't drink.
I was banged up bad, so much so that Friday morning, it was hard making it to the event, and I think I slept in my truck for like an hour before the event even started. Or I
Jesus
tried
Christ.
to. So then I came walking over. I was talking to some people, Jericho Adventures, John.
Yep.
Talking to John.
Sapienza, I believe
Yep.
is how you pronounce his last name.
Talking to John from Jericho Adventures, and he's like, dude, and so I guess Nick and all those guys were staying at one of his properties, and he has a camera on the outside or whatever, but he was like, we were at the event, and I think something set off the camera, and it was Ronnie Mac walking out of the house stumbling, and he's like, dude, I don't know what you guys did last night, but you messed him up. Like, and I'm like, dude, I told all those guys. I was like, the drinks at Fagan's hit different, man, and how often are you going to get the drink and with those guys and hang out? So we tore it up for a little bit.
Well,
But anyways,
I recall, I think the last time that I ever puked while drinking was last year.
Yeah.
We went to Fagan's.
It was
Oh, it was 2
dude.
years. No.
It's Fagan's.
Remember we left one year and I pulled behind the auto parts store in Gorham?
so that was 2 years ago, and then last year was me.
And then I literally randomly was just like, I pulled in, got out of the truck, puked. You guys like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I don't know.
It's a long night.
I don't know.
It's Fagan's.
But
yeah, that was that. So again, both those guys, super cool dudes. It was awesome hanging out with them. I hope we can do it again next year. I didn't make it out Friday night. I was still banged. I was hurting bad, and I think Friday was a wash for me. And then Saturday, I was good. Saturday was nice. So, like I said, there was the show. The show was good, and
the mud pit looked pretty cool too. Who was the politician? Was it the mayor, the governor, or something? Who the hell was up there? Somebody went through the mud pit in one of the mom's machines, the big machine.
Rob did.
Rob who?
Ninkovich.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Ninkovic or
No.
Ninkovich?
Ninkovich, I believe.
Ninkovich.
I
Because
think
the
so.
announcer kept on saying Ninkovic.
Oh,
Who knows?
we've been saying it wrong this whole time.
Sorry, Rob.
It's all right. Who cares? He doesn't care.
Which actually, Moms, and I'm like, dude, this was a missed bit by Ronnie and Moms, because you have Ronnie Mac, who is, 6 or 9, whatever, this and that. That's his whole thing. PBR, moms, women, that kind of thing. And he was driving around town, filming skits. And it's like, dude, the name of the dealership is Moms. Like, I feel like there was something there with Ronnie Mac, and the fact that the name of the dealership was Moms. You know what I mean?
And they didn't even do anything.
And they didn't do anything. So
God damn it.
Ronnie, if you come back next year, you can have that one for free. That needs to be a skit.
100%. I'm trying to find who it was, dude. I got a picture of him here, but I don't know his name. I think his name was Chris something. Anyway, he's a politician, and he was hanging out in the Moms machine, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah, that was cool.
But
I mean, overall, it was a good time. I didn't hear of anything bad happening. I didn't hear of any crashes or anything like that. It very well could have happened. I know some people broke down. I heard some stories. I mean, I actually heard some stories of some people flipping some machines, but other than that, I think it was overall a success.
Yeah, I mean, you're always gonna get those people,
Yep.
Obviously, everyone likes to go out. You hang out for a long time. Once you start drinking, though, dude, like, you got to park the machine.
Yep,
It's just the right thing to
do.
do.
The responsible thing. The band,
and I don't mean park it on top of somebody else's machine at the event.
Yeah, don't do that.
Fun fact, that has happened. It was not us, but I don't know if you guys were at one of the previous events up there.
It's in one of our videos.
Yeah, some lady decided to park her Honda Talon on top of somebody's Can-Am, I think.
Something like
that. But anyway.
The band at the concert Saturday night was good. Diesel. They were freaking rocking, man, and they were actually a good band.
Were they local or did they travel?
I don't even know
for
where
that?
they're from, but I just know that they're a good band. They played a lot of good songs. There was a lot of people dancing, the whole thing. So it was overall a good time.
I know there are a couple bands up there because
Yep.
the other place that you go that's not Fagan's, they do karaoke over there.
Yes.
And
Yep.
I've seen some of these local rock celebrities over there jamming out. So I don't know if it was them, but
no. But they did a different band at the block party, and then they had Diesel at the concert on Saturday night.
did they have those lemonades again?
Oh yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
god, the freshly squeezed lemonade.
Yep. At both the event and the concert.
Dude, that's freaking phenomenal.
So lemonades are great.
Especially with little Tito's.
Yep.
But dude, that lemonade stand, I remember last year we went to that. We went there, it was like hot as shit, dude. It was like
Yep.
100 degrees. Dying. And then like 2 weeks later, I was at the Marshfield Fair. Same lemonade people.
You can get that pretty much anywhere. I mean, well, not pretty much anywhere, but every once in a while, like, we got it in West Virginia too.
Yeah, but that was different. That was like at a real establishment.
It was at a real establishment, but I think that was the same.
Yeah, it wasn't like a pop-up tent thing.
It was the whole same like lemons and whatever, freshly squeezed.
In West Virginia, we didn't have Tito's either. It was like
No.
some Belvedere shit. I don't even know what it was. Some weird Russian vodka.
So
All vodka's Russian, isn't it?
I don't think Tito's is.
The good stuff, right?
Tito's is from Texas, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Touche.
Tito from Texas.
I don't see the correlation, no.
No. Yeah, but overall, anything else? I think that's Jericho, man. I mean, like I said, we're excited for next year. Obviously, guys, if you're watching this, there's still more events coming. There is the Wingzilla coming up in September, and then there is the
Pumpkin thing, right?
the Water Fire in
Yeah,
October.
the Water Fire,
Yep.
yeah.
So 2 more events in Berlin, New Hampshire, guys. Definitely support those guys. Paul, the Chamber of Commerce, amazing person. She really puts in a lot of work to put these events on. So again, shout out to her. You're the best. You really do a good job.
Yeah, it takes a lot. People don't understand, man. I mean, a lot of times they're like, oh, look, yeah, no wonder why they're going to do it. Everyone's going to make money and all this shit. It's like, dude, but I promise you that most of the people there don't make enough money to make it worth all the stress and aggravation because there's so many moving parts and pieces. Yeah. And again, like you were saying, they're always trying to freshen it up. They're always trying to change it. They're always thinking out of the box, like how can we make this one bigger, badder than last year? So,
guys, if you have any suggestions, I know I'm going to really keep pushing the racing. I want to see racing there at the event. Let us know in the comments of any suggestions of anything that you guys would like to see. I would love to see more vendors, more aftermarket companies, cages, doors, new wheel companies, tire companies, all the aftermarket companies. I would love to see them there. If you guys agree with that, again, hit the like button or let us know in the comments of what you would like to see there.
And let them know too, right?
Yep.
Like when these companies like Rockford Fosgate and all these companies are posting on social media, like let them know. Say, hey, you need to be here. Like
Definitely.
This is a huge event. The more people that get involved, the better it is for everyone. A couple of years ago, I know Rockford was there. A couple other companies were there. I just think it's a really great opportunity for them to showcase showcase their stuff in front of thousands and thousands of ATV enthusiasts. So let's get them out there.
Definitely. I think that's it.
That's it.
Right, guys. Again, if this is your first time watching, or really anytime watching, make sure you hit the like button. Drop us a comment in the comments, and don't forget, guys. If you're getting your merch at the store, you're getting your hats, your shirts, your tank tops, anything like that, post in your stories or on Instagram or on Facebook of you wearing our merch. We will tag you. We will share you the posts and our stories. So make sure you guys are posting, doing when you're doing your dangerous shit. You're riding and you're boating or anything like that.
And keep your eyes open, because I think that we're working on a photo contest right now too in the background, where we're actually gonna have you guys post pictures of your gear, of you guys having a great time. We're gonna pick some winners and we're gonna do some pretty cool stuff with you guys. So like Brennan said, hit us up on dirtexhibition.com, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.